Hey guys, it's Tight Designs here and welcome to my first ever tutorial on YouTube. So, in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to make a basic, or not a basic, but a 3D intro in After Effects CS6 and Cinema 4D R14. So, this first part, there's going to be two parts of this tutorial. The first one is going to be inside of Cinema 4D and the other one is going to be inside of After Effects, where we're going to cut it together, add some effects and add some music. So let's start off. So to start with, I'm going to show you guys basic render settings I use for all my intros. Yeah, so we start by clicking on this button here, edit render settings, and click on this window will pop up. Go to the output, and width and height we're going to set to 1920 by 1080. Next up, we're going to go to current frame in the frame range and set it to all frames, and also the frame rate is going to be 30. At save, we're going to click this little button, go to our desktop, or it's at least there where I'm going to save it, and we'll just call it tutorial intro. Change the format to, let's see, QuickTime Movie, and click on the options, go down to H.264 and change the frames per second to 30 and the quality to max. Press OK. Then we're going to click off, untick the include sound, because we're not going to use sound inside of Cinema 4D. Go down to our options, rate depth, set it to 6, reflection depth, set it to 2, and shadow depth, set it to 6. This is basically going to lower the quality a little bit, but it's not going to make that big of a difference, and it's going to lower the rendering time a lot, so we're going to render it a lot faster. Also, blurriness, we're going to take that off. Go to effect, add ambient occlusion, and effect, and add a global illumination, and effect, and going to add the lens. Where is it? It is right here, lens effect. Inside of our global illumination, we're going to go to this tab, set the record density to low, least squares, and minimal. Inside ambient occlusion, we're going to keep it on the defaults. So now we have set up our rendering settings. So now let's get to the intro. I'm going to start by rotating our camera right here and add this camera. This is basically a camera. If I zoom out here, you can see the camera here, and we can click this little icon to go inside of it, so we can get a perspective of the camera. So I'm going to start off by adding a mode text. Change the text to, let's say, tutorial. Change the align to middle, and change the font to, let's say, MOLAD. I'm going to zoom out a little because I think it's too zoomed in, like this. We're going to increase the depth to around 40 or 50. I'm going to take 50, and the caps, the start to fillet cap and the end to fillet cap, keep it on steps to 1 and radius to 5 on both. Next up, we are going to make two materials, or one material, depends on what colors we want on the intro. I'll make a red color, put on some reflection, take the brightness down to around 20%, and put on a texture called Fresnel and change that around 25. Yeah, should be good. Then we're going to right click this object, and you see a lot of different types you can change the object to. I'm going to take it to object soft shadow. This is basically going to make the shadows and make the texturing a little better and nicer. Next up, we will make another material. We'll make a matte black material to change the color to almost a black. Change also to the object soft shadow and change the displacement. Take the displacement, take the texture, take noise, and turn down the noise to around 10. Then we're going to take the color, go to texture and also add a noise here. Go into the noise, take the color to the white one and change it a low dark gray. Go out to the color again and change the mix strength to about 75%. We're going to drag both of our materials onto the text. Click on this little texture material icon. Go to selection, capital C and a 1. This is basically going to allow the coloring of the red to be on the front side of the text. And then we have the matte black on the back side and the sides. We're going to click on the black matte and change the protection to cubic, and this is basically making the texturing a little better and a little nicer than the UVV mapping. Next up, we're going to animate our text so it comes flying in and make some stuff. So start by clicking this auto keying. Then we're going to take off our camera, take the text, rotate it and hold down shift to lock it every 10th degree. Take it to around 50 and move the text up outside of the camera. Put on a keyframe, move it around 20 or 25 frames, move it in and again rotate it minus 90 degrees. Move it a little like this. Move it to around 40 frames. Move the text up a little. I think we're going to 35, it's good. So now we got this rounded animation of the text flying in. Quick preview. Like this. I think around 50 I would have the text making a 360 like this, so it makes this looks pretty good. And then it's, yeah, I think this is it. We're going to change, like take off the auto keying again and maybe change the author point of the text under the freeze transformation and change it to the X. Nope, can't remember where it is. Anyway, I'll quickly find it out. Hold on guys. To click on the text, press the C to make it editable. So we can see we have all our letters right here, and this will basically allow us to change the axis point. So we're going to click this axis, enable axis, and then change these handles to be in the center of the text. This should be around here, a little back right here. Click this button to go to the perspective view, the top view, the front view and the right view, so you could center it. So now it's centered, so now the animation will look a little better with this axis point in the middle. I think we're going to add one last frame and the end where it's, let's make it stand up like this. Oh, click off the axis point right here. Just like that. So now we got our animation done. Now all that's left to do is click this render to picture viewer, and this will basically render the animation out in a MP4 file or QuickTime movie file with the MP4 compression, and look and get it out in a file type. So in the next tutorial we're going to work inside of After Effects, cut it together, make some music and add some effects. See you in the next one, guys. Oh yeah, and at the last we're going to quickly add a light. Sorry, didn't tell you guys this. Add some lights. You can click this light bulb and click on the light and add, like, position the lights and change just like this, and change the lights position and change the general tab to change the shadow to soft shadow and duplicate it and position it right over here, duplicate again, and position one in the back. This is very important because else you're not going to have any lights in your scene and it's all just going to be total black. I'm just going to take this light a little closer, add it, and then at the last we're going to add a background and create a new material, make it totally neon green, take off specular, add the specular to the background, add the green texture, and this is basically allowing putting a texture on the background. No, it's not looking that nice right now, but it will later because we're going to key out the green inside of After Effects, and basically it's going to work as a green screen. So that's all. Now all that's left to do is click the render to picture viewer and going to replace it, and this should start rendering. Okay, see you guys in the next one again.